Who peed in my trailer? Hmm? No, definitely not that way. Okay. This could go horribly wrong. Hi folks, it is Farm Friday. It's that time of the week where we get a bit of a catch up on what on earth's been going on behind the scenes here. We've got piglet migration, we've got sheep the wrong side of the brook or the other side of the brook, we've got surprise chicks, all sorts going on, so let's have a look, see what's going on. First up, bit of a sneak peek for both of us because I haven't seen what's under this hen, neither of you. Our hay is all stacked up here in the Dutch barn, and for the past few weeks one of the chickens that had escaped out of the run has been just strutting around the barns, and I kind of just left her to it because it's quite handy to have something to clear up spilt feed. But she went ahead and laid a load of eggs up here, and I spotted she wasn't on there earlier, so I went out with my phone just to candle the eggs with the light just to see what was in there. Sure enough, it looked like some of them had something in, and then I could hear a bit of cheeping. She'd just abandoned them at the wrong time. I managed to catch her, put her up back on them. Don't really want to disturb her too much, but I just kind of a quick peek to see if anything has hatched. If there are any chicks in those eggs, it's a very interesting way that that's happened, and I'll share it in a minute. Hello. A bit feisty. We're just having a quick peek. I think I can hear something. Just eggs. Hang on. No way. There is at least one chick. That's crazy, because she's been off. I guess at the time that the egg was laid, she'd been away from the cockerel for 3 weeks, for a week, sorry. Yeah, I've had it before, and this is an interesting fact. So if you buy a chicken in a sale or from a breeder or whatever, but you don't want a cockerel, if that chicken has been running with a cockerel already, the next 10 eggs or so, or maybe even 2 weeks worth of eggs, can still be fertile because the sperm from the cockerel is still in the chicken. So you can end up with fertile eggs even though you don't have a cockerel, and that's exactly what's happened there. So she was running out here with the cockerel and all the others. She's then left them, unless she's been doing a sneaky getting in there at night, which she hasn't. Right, biology lesson over. It's chores and chat tonight because I'm trying to get everything in early so I can have the evening off. Well, to edit this video and put it up. I know I'm yet to restore the chicken trailer. That can be for another time, but it's doing its purpose for now. Hopefully these guys are hungry enough that they're going to follow me in. Now on to the pigs. The most amusing part of the week, I guess, has been moving the pigs up to the top. They are, we moved them out in the middle of all that heat, which wasn't ideal, but they had to come up. This is the piglets I'm talking about. So here's a look at how I managed to get 9 piglets and a big sow up onto the top paddock. Good morning. It's Moving Monday. This one could be the more amusing Moving Monday of the year so far. We're going to move piglets, and I'm not quite sure how. We're going to go with the flatbed, I think. The big stock box is over in the secret meadow. I think this is going to beat a wheelbarrow. Job one done. Let's go chase some piglets. I mean, what could possibly go wrong? Come on, girls. I'm not getting you in there. I need the little ones. Alright, let the piglet rodeo commence. Alright, who's going first? Don't spoil too much. There we go, we're all in, we're all in. Matilda, come on. Matilda. Come on. Who peed in my trailer? Right. Well, Mum seems to have lost interest altogether. I don't really want to put the piglets in before her because they won't know what the electric is, and yeah, I mean, we could have trained them in their pen with the electric, but I'm actually temporarily going to use that poultry netting, so they should be relatively safe. It's the old netting, so only about 3 or 4 of the strands are working. You wanted a bit of roughage, did you? Alright, don't split it here. Come on. You're better than this. You know what to do. Let's go. Have a bit of snack whilst I'm shutting stage 2. She's made a beeline for her old wallow. Come on. No bath time today. This was my half-an-hour job at the beginning of the day. We're on 25 minutes now. Come on, girl. Can you imagine if I just tried to herd them round loose? I mean, that would make for a good episode for viewing, at least, not making. This way. No, 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 no. Come on, I'll give you a courgette if you get there quick. Well done, everyone. This way. Tilly, Tilly. Not the veg patch. That would be a disaster. Here, Matilda, Matilda. No, no. Here. Here you go, here you go. Here. Shh, 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 shh. No, definitely not that way. Here. Here. Don't go into the veg patch. Here. Here. This could go horribly wrong. Phew, she could have destroyed that. In that way. Come on. Come on, Pig. Good girl. Oh boy. Right, let's get these guys some water. Get that bin out before she wrecks it. I mean, this is a pretty stupid idea, really, keeping pigs this close to a veg patch, but at least they can get through the weeds. Right, I think I saw a courgette here that was too big. I think this goes up to 9,000 volts, but for some reason our fence isn't very hot. It's about 3,000, which, to be quite honest, is not a bad thing with little noses. They'll get the idea. Matilda knows what she's doing, so should be alright. I figured it's better using this than a few strands because they try and get under, whereas they can't physically get through this. Come on, pigs! Come on, pigs! Come on, pigs! As you can see, the little pigs are not so little anymore. They're getting big, and getting big quick. And you're just about fed up, aren't you? Now we still haven't quite worked out who we're keeping, if any. So if anyone does want any pure Oxford Sandy and Black Wieners in about 4 weeks time, then let us know, drop us an email, because we're certainly going to be keeping only the boys or only the girls. We probably won't run two groups this time, so yeah, they are going to go on to new homes. They're all growing fast. Now Matilda struggled a bit in the heat, understandably. Pigs are not good when it comes to hot weather. So we were up here 3-4 times a day, coming around with the hose, filling up wallows and just trying to keep her cool. She's actually in the middle of prepping up a second veg patch. Veg patch number 1 is, well, it's a bit weedy around the outside, but it's doing okay. We've got a few lettuces that haven't been eaten by rabbits. We got an awful lot of, well, you can't call them courgettes, but a load of courgette / marrow, which goes straight into the pig pen, which is handy when they get too big. The girls' pumpkins are doing well. French beans got a bit scorched in the sun, but even then we'll pick a load tomorrow. But the one and only thing that has done exceedingly well is potatoes. I love it when the compost's dry and you can just finger through it, just pull out everything. There's not a huge yield, but they've only been in the ground, I guess 3 months, which is long enough for these first earlies. Some of these can be banked up a bit. I think some of those are the main crop, but we were a bit tight on compost, so I'm stealing the girls' favourite job, but I've got to get some up for the weekend. So while I'm picking these, I'll show you what's been going on over in the secret meadow, where now the fencing is all sorted. I've been able to go over with the tractor, have a bit of a sort out where it was really overgrown, and get the sheep over there. So our fencing is now done the other side of the brook. To celebrate, I'm going to let the sheep over there. Well, they can go over there on their own accord. I'm not going to push them over, but for now we need to move the sheep because the sheep have been up this end of the meadow, and that's fine. They've had loads of space, loads of shade whilst it's been hot, but I've been purposely resting this end, and it's pretty impressive how well it's held up. Now I shouldn't complain, it's not that bad, because up on the hill field and next door's even got hay going out there each day for the cows. It's that dry, nothing's growing. Down here it's not as bad, and of course our density isn't of stock isn't that high. However, look how well this is rested. So this is the benefit of strip grazing. If they'd had the whole field, they would have just been nibbling, treading down, and it just wouldn't have recovered. It never gives it a rest. But you can see that this side, apart from this bit of standing dead grass on top from the last time I mowed, but in general, it's looking super green. I would normally let this go a little bit longer before letting them back on here, but they definitely want to get back on the green stuff. It wouldn't be the end of the world actually if they went to the end and walked through the water over the brook, because we know we're livestock proof the other side now, which is amazing. However, oh no, we're not actually, because we haven't railed the end. Yeah, that could go wrong, couldn't it? What I'm going to do then is wind in this smart fence. I'll have to put it along, otherwise they'll go through the hedge and be gone. And then we'll let them through, because I really want to top all this because there's nettles going through. Here's a really interesting fact that I think I spotted on an Instagram post yesterday. In this field, we're pretty good for nettles, it's pretty clean, but we always seem to get more nettles along here under the trees. The suggested reason for that is that you've got the shade here on the north side of all these trees. What rests here in the shade? The sheep. What do sheep do? They poo, and over time that actually changes the soil in this strip. It's probably a different pH and there's more nitrogen, and the nettles take hold in this area more than over here. So it's basically your fault that we've got a weedy field. But they absolutely love it under all these trees. They just hang out here. It's cool. Watch, as soon as I start whining and ratcheting in this smart fence, the sheep have learnt that noise and they know that means fresh grass. See what I mean? Come running for it. I don't blame them. Other things that have been going on over in the secret meadow is clearing and chipping, and that's going to be a future video. It's one of our new series with Speedy on different tools that we're going to try out over the next 12 months. First one was a petrol chipper, so there's a whole load of content to come from that, but it did a good job and it's a lot clearer over there now. Here's a little sneak peek of that, but I won't share too much until the video's up. Also managed to get a whole load of firewood cut at the same time as clearing the brook. After weeks of just bone dry weather, we've had a little bit of rain and it just has taken the edge off it. It's looking a little bit green, but still nowhere near where we want it. But it won't be long before we're back to the normal miserable weather, I'm sure. Right, I really want to go home this evening, and these chickens really need to get in. I'm gonna have to bribe them with some mixed corn, I think. Trailer, great for chickens. Shelter underneath it anytime they want. Keep the food dry anytime you want. When you need to catch them, absolute nightmare. Give me a chicken out in the open, I'm a chicken ninja. Catch it anytime. Under a trailer, what can you do? You just run around looking like a lemon. Anyway, if you enjoyed that, you should get yourself a mug. We've still got plenty, and we're even using them for feed now. Your one will be cleaner than this, I promise. This is the Crumpets mug. It is a family show, this, and Crumpets is as, well, it's as brewed as it gets around here. It can be used to substitute a whole range of words. Some days more than others. Well, there you go. It's been a busy week on the farm, but that's your weekly wrap up. A whole bunch of stuff we didn't get done as usual, but we've been busy on the cabin. We managed to get the whole roof membraned and battened and insulated, so there'll be more videos on that to come soon. Next week, well, what's going on next week? We've got to do a bit of work with the sheep. The sheep need to be brought in, and ideally we're going to split the lambs into a separate field. But even if we don't get around to doing that, we certainly need to bring them in, do a bit of a check over on them and get them all sprayed. One thing I did a couple of weeks ago is had a really good tidy up with the gnaw car, with the bucket on the front, and graded out all the mess that had been left here and where the pigs have been. So there's some interesting footage coming from that because it worked really well as a big barn tidy up where I put some racking, some kind of big pallet racking up. So slowly but surely getting a little bit more organised. It's a little bit of an unpolished video, I'm afraid, but we wanted to give you a bit of an update, and hopefully you'll agree that all the animals are looking good where they are now. Joe's been really busy with the girls, getting a load of stuff done back at the house and getting, well, just general summer holiday stuff. But I think she'd agree with me. She's quite looking forward to jumping back on the tools and getting stuck in with things here as well. But I'm going to leave it there. Any questions on what's going on the farm, leave them down in the comments below. Have a great weekend, everyone, and we'll see you next week.